Hello, and everyone. This is the first episode of Copy and Paste, the clean and family-friendly Reddit reading podcast. Thank you for joining me today. Today we'll be going through r/ProRevenge, the subreddit to start this podcast on a high. Okay, let's get started. This first post is made by user Snittle23. In 2013, my dad passed away while my brother and I were on our own independent international adventures. I was in Spain and my brother was in Canada, and we needed to get back to Australia. My travel insurance was dodgy, but eventually paid out after a few complaints, which is pretty standard practice. My brother tried to claim $9,000. He could only get one emergency seat on a bunch of connecting flights, and with that and his flight back after the funeral, etc., and other cancellations, it all added up. Shock horror, his claim was rejected. Back then, there wasn't an industry body that dealt with travel insurance complaints, or if there was, we had no idea what it was. So my brother went through the usual hurdles involved with the appeals and complaints process. Eventually, they told him that his claim for $9,326 was rejected and the determination was final. So, back then, companies didn't really have Twitter handles, especially not insurance companies. So my brother, ever the troll, created a Twitter handle in this insurance company's name, complete with their official logo. He quickly set about gaining thousands of followers and legitimately began answering the questions with truthful alibis, quite negative responses. Things like, question: my daughter and I want to travel to Paris. What insurance cover would you recommend? Answer: we would recommend you take the premium for our comprehensive cover and burn it. We don't like to pay out for any insurable event because it upsets our shareholders. Have fun in Paris, etc., etc. The insurance company got wind of this and sent him a cease and desist letter. My brother counter-offered with a contract for the company to purchase the Twitter account and 2,500 potential customers for the very reasonable price of $9,326. They agreed. Wow. I can't even imagine the smirk on his face after he pulled that off. That's an amazing way to get what you rightfully deserved. And the next post is made by user Oizen_95. Basically, he ran the office into the ground. He took an instant dislike to me and made it his mission to make me quit. I had already started job searching the day I found out I was going to be manager, so we needn't have bothered to put it in my month's notice after 6 weeks anyway, after securing a position with a competing company. In my first job, I was on track to become office manager, but then the owner's grandson Dope, my nickname for him, got the position over me. There is a lot of stuff Dope did that really screwed us over, but this post is already too long. I got an amazing chance at petty revenge on my way out. The warehouse lads type out sales in Excel before uploading it into the system, and one of bits of information is a unique client reference. The UCR is just a number that tells the software which client owns the stock, as in who gets paid for that particular item. Our bigger clients could have many identical items on a sale, in which case the KO would copy it by highlighting the information and dragging it down the correct number of rows while holding control. If they don't hold control, then the only thing that changes is a UCR, where the number goes up by 1 each line. The week before I left, I found a big sale with 20 items, each one selling for about 2,000 euros, had the above error. This was found using a check that Dope had ordered us not to do, and I didn't want to get in trouble, so I ignored it. It was a pain to sort out, so I was just going to leave it for Dope to sort out. Dope would create the EFT upload file, a file you upload to your bank that pays out everyone in the file how much you ask them to, on Friday morning for all the sales held the previous week, and pay them out on Monday morning. This is a common error, and the software scans for identical item descriptions with consecutive UCR numbers and alerts the user when downloading the sales EFT file. So I was expecting Dope to find it in the morning and have to spend the next 2 or 3 hours scrubbing the EFT uploads already completed, deleting all the invoices, rekeying the sales with the correct UCR, recreating the custom invoices, then restarting the entire EFT upload from scratch. I figured it would be a nice FU to Dope for my last day, teaching him that my check would have taken 10 minutes to do and well under half an hour to sort out, rather than the 3 hours work he caused himself. But that is when things started to spiral. He ignored the warning from the system and created the EFT upload as it was. I checked in the afternoon and the sale still had 19 of the 20 items going to other clients. This was about 38,000 euros that the company might never see again. I was tempted to ignore it, really tempted, but I like to think I'm a nice person and I didn't want the company to go under. I told Dope, who told me to mind my own business. I tried to fix it by myself, but I had no access to the EFT upload file, and it was now almost the end of the day. I told the owner, who told me to report it to Dope. I told Dope, who told me to just leave it already. I should have clocked out 10 minutes ago. I told the warehouse manager, who said he didn't have a clue what any of it meant. Owner or Dope need to deal with it. I told the owner again, who told me to bring it up with Dope and to step away from the car he needed to leave. I went back to Dope, who had followed me out, carrying all my stuff. He dumped my belongings on the table and went back in, locking me out of the office. I sat in the hall, opened my laptop, and sent an email to Dope explaining his mistake and how much it was going to cost the company as clearly as possible. I CC'd the owner and the warehouse manager, owner's DIL, every employee in both the office and warehouse, their accountant, and even Dope's dad, after which Dope had my access to the company email system terminated. I heard from a friend that Dope uploaded the unaltered EFT file on Monday before anyone else came in. $38,000 got sent out to 19 random clients. Some of them were honest and asked why they got it and sent the money back. Some of them were used to earning maybe $20 a month from the company and took the $2,000 as a windfall and ran with it. Some of them hadn't sold with the company for years and they had no way of contacting them. They got back less than $8,000. The big company kicked up a fuss and demanded their money. They had to wait a week while the owner scrambled around for the outstanding 30,000 euros. Meanwhile, the company started a smear campaign demanding all their stock back and the money for sales held the previous week. It dominoed from there. Other clients heard what happened and got scared and pulled their stock, yet more clients noticed that people were pulling their stock and a rush was on to get their stock back before it was too late. It was payday that Friday and the first of the month was over the weekend, so all the rent and bills were due the following Monday. They did not survive it. The company died and everyone ended up jobless. I was working with a competitor at this time, so I managed to get the warehouse supervisor an interview as a client account manager based on commission, and since he has a copy of the old company's database, he's now coining it in now. Our industry has a problem with keeping staff, so most of the warehouse staff got hired, my new company, except for the apprentice. And this right here is an example of why you listen to people, because lots of the time, they're trying to help you. The owner's grandson Dope was a real dummy though. He left the whole company bankrupt just because he won't listen to someone. Well, that was it for today. Thanks for joining me. If you're listening to the audio version, go to YouTube to watch this podcast with subtitles. And if you're watching this on YouTube, go to anchor.fm/copy and paste to listen to the audio version of this podcast on your favorite listening platform. And feel free to send me an audio message. Just go to anchor.fm/copy and paste/message. It's been a pleasure. Goodbye.